Good evening and welcome back. I'm Teddy, and you are listening to Night Talk. So come on in and grab something. We'll be on for maybe, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. Tonight I'm going to tell a bedtime story, but it's Black History Month. And so this is going to be a real, a true story about one of significant individuals who made contributions to history, really, not just Black history, but um, was outstanding, really. One of the first truth tellers. Yeah. Shout out to the mob. All my other bears, I call the Grizzlies and the Honey Bears. Please hit the like on your way out and on your way in, okay? So I'm going to say that in advance because we just don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Coming and going. And some people, check in and stay for a little while and then they leave. Yeah. I see. Who do I see out in the beer cave? Already, my moderators, Vicky Black and Baby Juju. So let me just put up this picture. Um, see if I can put her up a little larger. To remove the banner so we can take a look at. That's Ida B. Wells. And you know what? It helps me too to refresh history and learn a little bit more because sometimes we forget about things. We do. At least I have, yeah. And so do something in honor of Black History Month. So let me tell you about Miss Ida B. Wells. And we'll just call it the dangerous act of telling the truth. Okay. So let me put up my, I'll put my fireplace back up now that you've seen her photograph. Okay. And let me tell you about it. So, once upon a time in America, There was a lie so large that it wrapped itself around the country like a blanket, a lie people slept under, a lie they taught their children, a lie printed in newspapers and defended in courtrooms. The lie said violence was justice. The lie said terror was protection. And the lie said Black people deserved what happened to them. And most people at that time agreed to keep telling it. But one woman didn't. Her name was Ida B. Wells. She was born into slavery in 1862. Not history book slavery, real slavery. The kind that ends families and erases names. By the time she was a young woman, slavery was over, which is a polite way of saying the country changed the rules but kept the punishment. Just think about that. In Ida's America, lynching was explained away as necessary. Newspapers called it justice. Politicians called it order. White mobs called it tradition. Let me pause for a moment. If I didn't say, fair use commentary for education, for criticism, for news reporting. I'll continue. They told the same story every time. He deserved it. He was dangerous. He attacked someone. Ida noticed something strange. When she actually read the reports, when she tracked names, dates, locations, patterns, the stories just didn't line up. The accusations shifted, the evidence disappeared. The outcomes were always the same: dead Black men, charred bodies, crowds smiling for photographs. So Ida did something unforgivable. She counted, she collected articles, she documented accusations, she compared claims to facts, and the data told a different story. Most lynchings victims were not accused of violent crimes. Many were successful business owners. Some had simply challenged white authority. The lie collapsed under math. That's when the real danger began. Ida published what she found: no rumors, no emotion, documentation. She wrote pamphlets like Southern Horrors and The Red Record. She named names. She cited sources. She quoted newspapers back to themselves. This wasn't opinion journalism. This was forensic truth, and it terrified people. Her newspaper office was burned down. She received death threats. She was told never to return to Memphis, so she left. And she kept writing because once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. And once you document the lie, it loses its magic. Years before all of this, in 1884, Ida boarded a first class train car. She had a ticket. She had paid. She had every legal right to be there. A conductor tried to remove her. She refused. They dragged her out anyway. So Ida sued the railroad company and she won at the trial court level. Let that land. A black woman in the 19th century suing a corporation and winning? The decision later overturned on appeal because, of course, it was. But the fact remains 70 years before Rosa Parks, Ida B. Wells had already said no. And I have the law on my side. She understood something early. The system depends on silence, and it panics when you leave a paper trail. Ida B. Wells wasn't just brave, she was precise. She didn't shout first, she documented first. She understood that truth is not loud by default. It's steady. It's sourced. It's boring enough to be undeniable. That's why she scared people. Not because she protested, because she proved. And that's why, even now, her story makes certain people uncomfortable. Because every system built on lies eventually meets someone who keeps receipts. Tonight, as you rest, remember this: justice doesn't always arrive with noise. Sometimes it arrives as a spreadsheet, sometimes as a court filing, sometimes as a woman who refuses to stop writing. That was Ida B. Wells, and the truth still hasn't recovered. So, Ida B. Wells. A little Black history story or month, for Black History Month. Yeah, there's so many figures that some have gone, you know, into the history books. Some are mentioned, and others, from time to time, um, are brought back to life. Yeah. Oh, Vicky Black says we have an Ida B. Wells High School here. All right. So they put her into a high school name and memoriam. That's great. Hmm. I'm trying to think. I imagine. Let's see. Just have to look this up. I thought maybe there would be one. So, what I ask is if there were any public statues to honor the journalist and civil rights activist Ida B. Wells. And there are key monuments that include the Light of Truth. It's in Chicago, unveiled in 2021. So that wasn't too long ago in Bronzeville neighborhood. And a bronze statue unveiled in Memphis on Beale Street in 2021. Let's see. How do they describe this one in Chicago? It was created by an artist whose name is Richard Hunt. It's a 35-foot tall monument, and it's located at 37th Street in Langley Avenue near the former Ida B. Wells homes. There's a mosaic portrait in Washington, D.C. While not a statue, it's a 1,000 square foot mosaic portrait, and it's featured in the Union Station in DC. The Union Station. Yeah, I remember taking a train to Washington, D.C. And yeah, the Union Station, right? Oh, wow. Little history. Yeah. Juju says, thank you. Yeah, just something different. I said about 20 minutes or so. It's, time flies. And still silence. In my case, okay, but that does not necessarily mean that nothing is happening. No. As a matter of fact, this is a very busy month. Well, now we're into February. I will say January was a very busy month for the court and for the judges. In my case, I looked up a couple of opinions. I did. I won't talk about them, but I can tell you that Judge Levy, she's been busy. Yes, they're very busy. Very busy. And after reading a couple of them, at least for me, I thought, well, no wonder they will get around to it, the clerks and everything. But it's there and everything. And it's just going to take time. Yeah. And it's a new month, a new week. And we will see what, let's just say we will see what the next week or two brings. I don't know if I want to say what the month brings. I mean, if we live, we will see that too. Yeah. But just be patient. I am. I'm waiting. Yeah. And while we wait, we just keep moving, forward. Yeah. And staying focused. That's what I plan to do. Yeah. So, where else would I like to take us? It is 10, 12. I think I'm in a space right now where I'm rather serious. Not to the point where it's grave, but I'm just more, yeah, I think I'm more serious contemplating. Yeah. And I mean, it's not that I'm not in an upbeat mood when I need to be, but yes, it's focus. Because some things that I'm seeing, and the more that time goes by, not not necessarily for the court so much, but it gives an opportunity for things to, let's just say, disappear. And I thought about it after reading. I don't know why. I just had this thought after reading one of her opinions. Um, it made me think about something. It did. But Judge Levy is she's very attuned to what goes on in, between in these cases. Yeah. And she seems like she's she's fair. She's fair, but she's let me just think about what I want to say here. Maybe I should change it a little bit. Um she's very, very thorough. Hmm. Goes by the rule of law, and yeah, I mean, this is a federal court. This is a federal court, and the judge knows. These judges know if somebody or something, you know, is going on. I'm just looking at, I just happen to look at another opinion. Yeah. It's like, wow. Yeah. But they're busy. Very, very, very busy. Um, both magistrate and, um, well, both judges are very busy right now. Yeah. It seemed like someone asked, who put it in the chat? I don't know if an idea like what could be going on behind the scenes. I don't know, but I think it would be very rare at this point, especially in a civil matter. I'll say it that way. Um, Maybe I can give you just a. She recently ruled that a plaintiff had she granted a plaintiff um, a right before, pre-discovery, but they had to prove um, certain things in their pre-discovery, but she granted them the um, a subpoena permission to subpoena. Mhm. The I'll just say one of the communication giants or companies to obtain their identity. She did. Yeah. And so it happens. Yeah. A John Doe. Because that's what they are. They're either Jane Does or John Does. Yeah. And of course, the argument is privacy and all of that. But it seems like it's important. It was important for this particular case in order to move forward in the case. They needed the name because they were too at a standstill. They needed the name. Mm-hmm. Wow. Because I guess maybe they exhausted, other avenues. Yeah. I'm probably going to go back and look more thoroughly at that case just to see. But I was looking for something, and yeah. Hmm. But again, every case is different. And but what it says to me is the judge in my case, the same judge, she has the authority. Judges do have the authority, even pre-discovery, if it's um, if a motion is put forward and if it's demonstrated with laws and things. I'll just say it that way. Because that person needed the name and the address. I saw that. Yeah. Right in the, eastern, Michigan District Court. Yeah. So it's not, this is not the only Jane Doe, John Doe that's had to be unmasked. So it has to be for good reason. And what would be a better reason than to move a case forward if that's what it needs? Yeah. I'll just say that. There's a lot going on. Yeah. The people versus the Doe family. There's a lot of, I think it's more common than I'm thinking that it is. In other words, it's not uncommon. Yeah. And so, there's, privacy in that. But when a case requires, if you show certain facts, and they have to be facts, and quite a bit of time has gone by. Yeah. It was the 5th of January was the order. Yeah. And so this is what the second. So we're basically at a month. And I think I've been rather, I know I've been, patient. Mhm. And um, I can't say everything that I'm considering or thought about or have done, any of it. I know there's an order and there is not a stay in that order. No. Yes, it was the 5th of January, the day we all remember. I remember 3 dates, but definitely that one, right? So we wait. And again, I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know how many times I'm going to say it, but I don't. Patience is key. It really is. Yes, yeah, be patient. Federal courts, yeah, it's nothing comes like super fast, like the end of, yeah, it's a process. It is a process. Yeah. And there are rules. And I've been looking at the um, various rules too. And yeah, the federal rules. And let's see. There's lots of rules, but there's the federal rules of civil procedure. I'm telling you, a year ago, I wasn't as familiar. I'm just a little bit more familiar with with you know what takes place, and yeah, we've made some missteps, and we've made some corrections, and it's a process, and we're still here. I can We are still here. Yes. Thank you. Cup says you're doing great, Teddy. Well, thank you. We're we're staying steady. That's what we can do. Let me read a few of your comments, and yeah, I agree with you. I do. Yeah, there were real truth tellers. You see. Mhm. Just imagine. Also, you can email me at unwindwithteddy@gmail.com. Don't forget about our other channels, Run Tell That Too, which we will be back on Run Tell That Too, God willing, this week. Yes, very soon. And like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let's see. It's like I want to put something up. Yeah, disappearing. Um, Things are moving around or getting removed. Yes, I have learned valuable skills and knowledge from this situation. Didn't ask to be in it, but it's here. And yeah, didn't even know exactly what to expect. And I still don't know what the future may hold. Mhm. Yeah. You say there's always a positive somewhere in the negative. Well, just like a battery, right? You have a positive end and a negative, right? Just kind of go together. Yeah. Hmm. And good evening to Fiva, Joanne. I see you out there. Um, I just wonder sometimes. I do. Yeah, I do. I don't know if some of you heard about um, the case here over the weekend. Savannah Guthrie. She's on Today's Show where her mother is missing, 84-year-old mother in Phoenix. Well, some people may not even know who she is. Savannah. But they are saying that it appears that it could be a crime. And of course, it's getting, lots of attention right now because of it's the mother of a news anchor, and I do hope that um, they find her, safe. And yeah, can just imagine. And it's not that she has dementia or anything like that. They say she's as sharp as a tack, and um, and she's missing from. And they have reason to think now that um, a crime was committed. So you may have heard about it. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Um, Cup says, so do they think the daughter did something? People are asking questions, but no, not, not that I've heard of. Let me see if I can just find the picture so you can at least, some of you know. Mm, and her mother, picture of her and her mother. Let's see. Um, There's a picture of her. See if I can just get the highlights. 84-year-old mother of the Today anchor. Her name is Savannah Guthrie. Guthrie, yeah, is missing. Arizona officials say, yeah. they are investigating this disappearance as a kidnapping. And they are making a plea to anyone who knows anything about this, who has seen something. Yeah, it's terrible to think. Let's see, she lived alone, 84-year-old female. Mhm. Last seen on the evening of January 31st at a residence near East Skyline Drive in North Campbell Avenue. Unknown what clothing she was wearing, maybe wearing. Yeah. Vulnerable adult. And, she needs her medication. But outside of just, normal aging, yeah, she was healthy and had a sound mind. So they don't suspect anything like dementia or that she wandered off. And, they've had the area, they've been looking. And right now it's gone from um, that the initial search to more of a crime. They are suspecting that it's a crime was committed. They're not saying too much what they've found, but they have called in, homicide um, units and detectives, and yeah, but she's missing. Yeah, and she had, I believe they said she had like um, housekeeper or someone who would care for her periodically. Information is coming in, so we'll find out. As a matter of fact, what is the latest since I have that up there? Find the today. Hang on, trying to bring it down. So as of 9:28 p.m. Eastern, let's see, day turn tonight, and the investigation into Nancy Guthrie's uh, disappearance continued in Tucson. We believe she was taken out of the home against her will, and that's how this investigation is moving. That was last told by the host. The sheriff, let's see. It's not just my message, he said, it's the community message, the family message. Just call us, just let her go. Um, oh gosh, it must be heartbreaking. To think in the middle of the night, just disappear from her own home, from her own bed. And yes, so that's what they are thinking. Kidnapping, maybe, and some type of crime. They're not saying yet. There are cameras in the area, so they are, looking to see if there was anything um, seen on any of the cameras. I don't know about her home, but sure, you can. Yeah, they're going to be looking at everything, just everything. Yeah. Now, when you say, are the FBI now involved? I earlier when I listened to it, they said that the FBI wasn't involved. But that was much earlier today when I learned about it. Hmm. In the case. Oh, so 5 hours ago, a former FBI agent called this very unusual. The FBI is aware of the case. Now, this one is 19 hours ago. The FBI is aware of the case, and U.S. Customs and Border Protection is also assisting. There are some things that are concerning, and they are describing the home as a crime scene. Possible abduction, kidnapping, and she has limited mobility. So it's not like she's kind of been walked away. She was reported on Sunday noon. Her family reported her missing. Yeah. So because of the news and her Savannah being news anchor there at on the Today Show, it's being covered widely. Yeah. So prayers up to that family. Hmm. Oh, why do you think somebody in the family you well you suspect 84-year-old mother, you know 84-year-old. Now one of the first things that might come to mind could be like, would it be like if it's kidnapping for ransom? Yeah, like what's oh, there's my fireplace stop. Put it on repeat. Yeah, what would be the motive behind that? Take a kidnap an 84-year-old woman from her home. Yeah. Oh yeah, they were on that right away. Right away. So check it out. I'm going to be checking it out. But I think that's going to do it for me. Takes us almost to an hour. Yeah, a little longer than I thought I was going to go, but it's all good. Yeah. Anything else? I'm going to check my email and then I'm going to come back and we'll say goodbye. All right, so that's going to do it for me tonight. Biggest bear hugs go out to all the grizzlies and the honey bears. Please hit the like on your way out now. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Teddy. Good night.